What I say.
Hey, I'm Brandon. I love UpTV movies.
I'm Brian. I like UpTV movies.
I'm Dan. The button hadn't been pressed yet, and I despise UpTV movies, and this is the
Deck the Hallmark Podcast.
Deck the Hallmark, it's his podcast. Brandon and friends host this podcast. We hope you like this jolly podcast.
Well, hello, everybody. Welcome
I was waiting
to
for you to push the
March
button.
Madness.
It's green over there.
Oh, I saw that. We're going now.
Yeah.
It's March Madness over
Yeah, it
here,
is.
everybody, because we got nothing to do and all day
We're
to
going
get there.
crazy with
Going
these
crazy.
deals.
That's exactly right. So many deals.
There's so many deals.
So many
We're
deals.
selling so many things.
Like
Tell us
electric-
about your.
Such a low
You have an
rate.
electric car?
Tell us
for
about
sale?
your favorite deal.
I think it's the cheat the government deal that you were telling me about, where you buy an electric car every year, and then you sell it the next year, just for the tax credits.
Good
every
deal.
year.
Let's just talk about it.
What a deal.
I'm giving that away for free. That's how madness it is.
Don't even ask your
Let's
accountant.
just talk about it. We're just throwing out ideas here.
Yeah.
No bad
everybody.
ideas.
Trying to figure out a way to not pay taxes, and Brandon comes up with the humdinger of you buy a new EV every year and then you sell it the following year.
Why can't
you don't touch it?
Why can't you? You can, right? It's
Yeah,
just,
but I don't think you'd make as much money as you think you'd make.
All I'm saying is buy on the 31st, sell on the 1st.
Yep.
Okay, but it's still the car depreciates in value.
Never going to drive it.
Okay, it's as soon as you
I'm never doing it.
sign
I'm
the
never
papers,
touching it.
it depreciates.
But
You
does
lose
it,
a little
does,
on
it
the sale.
depreciate, does it depreciate more than the credit?
It would probably, if you
Think
add,
about it.
Okay.
Think about it.
We do have an accountant in the chat saying the tax credits are not guaranteed. It seems like there's a little
Yes.
gray area. We may have to look
I
into
thought
this.
they were through 2028 because of COVID, but maybe I'm wrong. But the accountant would seem to be right in this scenario. She would know. She does this for a
No,
living.
please, dear Lord, no.
Maybe they've thought about the idea of
But
people
buy on the
buying-
31st.
but like for
and selling
instance,
the
when
next
you,
day.
Sell on the
when
first.
you buy a car in South Carolina, it's $500 sales tax is the max,
Right.
which is way better than most states. But then you have to pay licensing fees, title fees, all that stuff. If you add all that in, it's a little bit over $1,000, probably
Yep.
$1,200. It's going to depreciate for, like, depending on how much you spend on the car, it's going to depreciate 10%. $40,000 car, $4,000 plus the $1,200 in
What
taxes.
if I tell you I got a rim guy?
You got, okay,
Now we're talking.
now you've made custom modifications to the car, which makes it actually depreciate more.
Gold rims?
I'm just letting you know a dealership's not
Blessed by the Pope? Gold rims
Oh,
blessed
they're
by the
blessed.
Pope.
Okay, if they're blessed by the Pope, then I think we're in. If we can get enough rims
Yeah.
that are blessed by the Pope that we can do this every year,
Yeah.
I
I
got a
think
rim
I'm
guy.
back in.
Sounds like we're back in business here.
Sounds like we're back in business.
That's exactly right. We're having a good time this month.
Yeah.
So little
You can
Hallmark.
also Venmo us for our tax problems at Bramble Jim Podcast.
So little Hallmark, but
So-
no
so
problems
much
here.
time, am I right?
But no problems here
No
because
problem.
we
No
cover
shoes,
it
no
all.
shirt.
We cover it all on Deck the Hallmark, including UpTV. We're going to do a lifetime this week. We're getting do it. We got all sorts of stuff coming.
Yeah, we
up
do.
on the old pipeline, and I'm excited about it. I'm excited about what we have in store. That's all I'm going to say about it.
Dude, that's awesome. You did a great job.
Speaking of UpTV and Lifetime, those are both networks that you can check out on Philo, philo.tv/DTH. Guys, did you see what I posted on Instagram
did.
this weekend?
I caught that.
I was scrolling through Philo looking for a movie to watch, and suddenly it turned into the entire evening because there's so much on there. You got
Don't you do it.
there's Iron Man. I landed on Hoosiers.
Hoosiers, of course you did.
What world? You can go
get
from Iron Man to Hoosiers and
from
everything
Iron-
in between.
I mean, yeah.
And UpTV and Lifetime.
Yeah.
Of all the your holiday movie
those.
hub all year round.
Yes, absolutely.
Of course.
That's exactly
Way
right.
Home, which
Fi-
we're covering. It is new every week.
That's right. Philo.tv/DTH. You can watch our show. You can watch those things. And you can watch Iron Man and
To Hoosiers.
And everything in between in that line
Yes.
there. Yes.
Iron Man
Correct.
to Hoosiers and everything in between. You guys want to talk about a royal makeover?
Do we have
Dan
to?
does.
Yes. A royal makeover from UpTV.
Yep.
Yeah.
Originally
Good stuff.
premiered on the network opposite the Oscars on 3/10/24. And it went a little something like this. Angelica!
Eliza.
A royal makeover. Angelica is what you may call a royal expert. She works at, Brian, I think you say it better than anybody else, where she works.
Yes, the Museum of Royal Museum of History.
The Museum of Royal Museum of History. Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Yes. For my money.
I know.
For my money, yes.
Money?
She does work at the Royal Museum of
Every
Royal
word gotta
Museum.
start with
H in there.
M.
The H is silent.
She gives tours about royalty, really loves talking about it. She also has a crush on her boss, George.
Can't do that.
No.
He calls her into his office one day and introduces her to A, Billy Bob Thornton.
Ooh, that's probably right.
B, Canada Dry. C, the King and Queen of San Pablo. Or D, the candy.
I've been fooled before, and I don't know what Zambablo is, and I don't think we've talked about it. But I'm still going to go D, the candy.
D the candy, Bob.
Yeah, final answer. Here we go.
Happy to be here, Brad.
It is not. It's the King and Queen of San Pablo.
You said Zambablo
Well,
the first time. That is definitely.
I don't think that's true. Zambablo has this wild rule where once the king turns 65, they decide that 65 and older is too old to be running the country.
Fascinating.
Actually, not a bad.
So
That
idea.
rule is just for a whole country.
it's crazy.
Once you're 65, you're out of there.
You're out of there.
That's
Interesting.
crazy.
So obviously he has to turn over the throne-ship to next in line.
Next in line.
Pull
Well, the guy who was next in line,
43.
dead. Guy who was going
Well, I
to
think it
take
was a
a
woman, actually. That was
woman,
next in line. Yes.
Gonzo. Get out of here.
See you, sucker.
So it goes to whoever is next after that, and it's a guy named Ramon.
44.
Ramon is 44. He is next in
44
line.
at the counter, please.
So the problem with this, though, is that Ramon does not know that he is related to royalty, nor does he know that he's in any sort of line. He doesn't know that he is 44.
God, but he loves some baseball.
He sure does love some baseball. They pay him a visit, and Ramon is all about baseball.
You
It's
sure?
all
I didn't really get that vibe from him.
I think if you look
You
closely
may have
enough,
the champion
you gotta
baseball
look-
star shirt he was
I
wearing.
saw a few posters on the
Gotta
wall
look
around the
close.
apartment.
Gotta
look
but
close.
Other than that,
and he wants to make it as clear as possible that he likes baseball and doesn't really want any other responsibilities aside from baseball. So when the option to become king becomes available to him, he's like, nah, man, if it's not about baseball, I ain't about that life. But then they say, well, what if we tell old you
tell
that
me about it.
Tell old you. Tell old you.
what if we
about
told you that becoming king means that you also basically own the national baseball team? He's like, well, now
Keep talking.
Now we're talking. Now the problem here is this: he's not throne material.
No.
Not in the least bit. This guy doesn't really have any desire to be a king. And so what do we do about this? Well, Angelica, who works at
Eliza.
the Royal Museum
Of History.
History
Yeah.
Royal Museum. Yes. Correct.
agrees to help him get to the status, gets to that.
The goal is for them to finish up their meetings and for him to say, I just can't wait to be king.
That's exactly right. And so hopefully in teaching you, about being a king and all of that, he will say, that's the life.
King me.
Yeah.
I
King
just-
me.
yes.
Yeah.
King me is exactly right. But here's the thing, this guy doesn't like snails.
What?
He hands out tacos to homeless people. I mean,
You better S-car get out of here.
yeah.
Caught you off guard, didn't it,
You
Brandon?
sure did. Smell you later. I don't know. So there is this guy who is trying to shoehorn his way into becoming the king. He and his wife work for the king and the queen. They are like basically the help. And he though thinks that if
Stay with me. Fight through. Power through.
If
Power through.
Ramon-
You got it.
if Ramon says no, then he'll have a chance.
This is a same as a chance.
Best I could figure.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
I think that's about right.
Yes.
He gets it.
So Angelica spends time trying to teach Ramon the ways of.
Oh, no. It goes, the kingship ends. It goes to, like, democracy, and he gets elected president.
It
and
goes
rules.
to democracy.
Right? Isn't that what it is?
No.
I think it changes to a democracy, and he becomes president,
The
and then he runs
monarchy
it.
is in peril
That's
here.
what would happen. The monarchy would collapse, and he would be president.
It
That's
goes
huge.
to democracy.
Yeah, they hit the democracy switch,
Man.
and then,
Imagine being so sure of yourself.
Yeah.
That
Can you imagine that?
Man, if it goes to
As long as
democracy,
it goes to democracy, I'm gonna win
I'm
this
going to
thing.
win this thing. There's no one who's more
Foolproof.
fit.
For democracy.
But if it goes to democracy, can they just vote for the king? If it turns into a
They
democracy, like
could
what are
vote
those
maybe.
rules?
for- I don't know. It seems like he knows the rules better
Yeah.
than we do.
That guy didn't think it through very
I mean, I know the rules are pretty cut and dry,
Yeah.
and I'm sure we're
Yes,
getting into the
On
weeds.
an
democracy.
island like
It's-
San
it
Pablo,
explains itself,
absolutely.
of
Right.
course.
It's an island?
Yeah, surrounded by water, I think.
I don't think San Pablo is an island. It is in Europe and it is not in the UK.
But Europe's an island. So
Europe is an island.
Yeah, Brand learned today. Guys, this is not a bit. Brandon Gray was today years old when he learned that the UK was an island.
We're having fun.
We're having fun. We did
Today.
have fun. Yeah.
He couldn't believe it.
But when you think about it, right?
And we're all kind
a
of, we're all on our own
Then
island.
he tried to
if you
tell
think
me
about
that
it.
every piece of land is an island. If
you really think about it.
And then he said the whole, it's a globe. His argument was, it's a globe.
It's a globe.
It's a globe. It's just water everywhere.
And space is the water.
Space is the water
Earth.
of Earth. I think is what I said.
But they did
Which
say.
you did give me that. You said
That's right.
yes, space is
conceded
the
that.
water of Earth. Say it.
I did not
Say it.
give you that.
Say
No,
it.
No.
Hey, say it.
Beth Ann is
Hey,
coming to
say
your
it.
defense. San Pablo is an island off the coast of Spain in this fictional world.
Hey, say it.
No.
What do you not want to say?
Your comparison of space and water is ridiculous.
It's not. Anyway, Angelica is spending time with Ramon trying to
Liza.
teach the ways of the royalty, including all those classic king stuff like
That
dancing
she's
in the
never
park.
done. Yes, correct.
Showing him who he is related to, thanks to the fact that she works at Royal Museum
History of Royal,
History,
yes, of
yes.
course.
And
Mystery.
then he finally believes that he is going to, he's ready to be king. After he's able to chow down on a hot sauce packed empanada packed full of hot sauce. Anyway, he's like, if I can do that, I can do anything.
I saw Hot Sauce Empanada live. Whoa,
What a show.
oh boy.
So he's like, I'm ready to do this. They go shopping for suits. He's like, you don't know who I am. But it's a whole thing. Then this guy shows up and he is like, I am your
Uncle.
Great uncle.
Great uncle.
Yeah, I think.
Too old for the
so.
throne.
And it's basically like, hey, trying to plant some seeds of doubt
Yeah,
at first,
right up there.
and do all of that stuff. He then sees Angelica and George together. That makes him sad, and so he's starting to now doubt again. Is any of this worth it? Answer: it is.
The Daily Double.
It is worth it. He decides that I am going to do it. In this process, Angelica obviously goes on date with
Liza.
George, and it's just not all that it.
No.
She thought that it would be. Maybe Ramon's the guy.
Oof.
And so he goes over to San Pablo to become the king. And it's at this point where, you all know this,
We know
I'm
this.
sure.
65
But-
and younger,
but-
anyone can contest.
But
Yes.
when you are becoming king, they do have if anybody has any reason why you shouldn't be king, speak now or forever hold your peace. That is when the other guy who's been trying to make sure that he doesn't become king speaks up and is like, hey, this guy's only in it for the baseball. And that's when Ramon's like, nah, man, well, I was at first, but now I actually think I could do this and I can do this thing. And the current king banishes this guy and his wife from ever stepping foot in San Pablo ever again. It is now time for that classic dance where the new king gets to dance with any rando he wants
That's
to.
right.
Luckily,
Against their will.
Luckily,
If he wants to, yes.
luckily for him, Angelica peeks out
Liza.
from behind a fountain, and they dance and they kiss, and that, my friends, was a royal makeover.
We did it.
Let's take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll break this movie down here on
Take the Hallmark.
Man, I'm excited to be here today.
Good,
Yeah, man.
dude.
I'm excited to be here
too.
today. We're talking
Glad you're here,
a
too.
royal makeover.
Sure
UpTV. This is exciting. It's time for the hot take. It's where we show
You
exactly
said
how we...
excited 3 times, which lets me know one
Yeah.
thing. You're not
I'm
excited.
I am
It's
excited.
fine.
No, let me
It's
explain.
fine. I'm fine.
Let me
It's fine.
explain
It's
to you
fine.
why I'm excited.
It's a royal UpTV movie. We understand what this is.
I'm not excited about the movie. What I am excited about is the hot take segment. Because,
Okay.
Brian, this is your first UpTV movie
It
that
is.
you've gotten to
You've ever
review.
done.
It is.
Man.
Yeah.
Welcome to the big leagues.
I'm excited. This is exciting.
I
It is
know.
exciting.
I'm
It's
so
so
excited.
exciting to just think about how excited
So,
I am.
Brian,
Yeah.
you've been, with us for a while
Yeah,
now. You've done a
almost 2
lot of
years.
Hallmark.
Yep.
This is your first venture into UpTV, which people might think is like the little league of
Baseball
Who would say that
analogy
aside
there.
from you? No
Is that
one.
your thought? How did you feel about a royal makeover?
I'll tell you, I was really excited going into this. This is a different,
excited.
a whole different venue. It's like an away game, if you will.
It's an away game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like in my mind, an away game, like, hey, road trip time. We're gonna go out to restaurants. We're gonna have a fun time. We're gonna do fun stuff.
Did you ride the
And-
bench a lot as a kid?
Yeah, it was mostly just like clean out the tour bus duty.
Yeah.
And this was a lot like that. I didn't
Yes,
go to
the
any
tour bus.
any rest. The bus you got, the school bus. Okay, it wasn't even okay. You got
You
me.
know how it goes. Yeah.
The school bus. Yeah, I didn't get to venture out. I barely got to the island of San Pablo. Like I thought we were gonna spend some time there. I thought we were gonna do that
would
scene where
cost money.
you're in the plane, you get off.
You're in the.
They do the takeoff, the landing,
Okay.
and you're there. And
Yeah.
we were not there. Like, hardly there. Like, which was lame because I thought a lot of this was going to be him in San Pablo learning the customs, doing the thing.
None of it.
He
is.
could learn that from
Nothing.
someone else, not from San Pablo.
Right, I guess so. In
Playing the
History
part of San
Museum.
Pablo in this movie was Brick House and Fountain. that was playing the part of San Pablo. Yes.
So I was a little disappointed. We didn't even get did he even get a haircut? Like where was the makeover? He went and stole stuff at a fancy store, or they tried to blame him for stealing. Barely a makeover, barely royal. Did not keep me interested. I was kind of annoyed at how disinterested he was in being king. He's like, if somebody said to me, hey, you inherited kingship, I'd be like, a little interested.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I'm listening. Like, no interest at all. No time for it at all. Like, he's too busy watching his 1990s baseball reruns on every square TV he can find. So not for me, really. I don't know. Off to a rough start, I would say, for me at the UpTV.
Okay, I was about to say the movie's off to a rough start. Have
No,
you finished the movie
I'm
yet?
just starting my review. No, I'm finished
Yeah.
the movie. I've seen
Got it.
enough.
Call it. Brand's gonna pick us back up. Don't worry.
Aaron, you remember What a Girl Wants, the Amanda Bynes classic?
Of course.
How great is that movie?
So good.
So good, right?
Is it so good?
So good.
Is it though?
It's so good.
Dan, no one asked your opinion.
movie
Like
rules.
He said, hey, Aaron.
Hey, Aaron.
Is it so
Aaron.
good?
The movie rules.
Movie rocks. Yeah. It's,
Roxanne Rules?
yeah.
This movie's not that. This movie's not What a Girl Wants, unfortunately. It did make me want to watch What a Girl Wants because Win in San Pablo might as well. This is not the best from UpTV. We've seen, Dan and I have seen quite a few UpTV movies
Yes.
at this point. This isn't one of the better ones. There's just a lot that doesn't make sense about this movie and the way in which it's constructed. Why would they have this random woman who's never been around the royal family of San Pablo, but only works in a museum about history? Why would they hire her to get him up to speed on what royal life is like? It makes no sense.
None.
It makes no sense. It's like having a kid who's really good at playing racing games, driving a real race, like
that
in
movie.
Gran Turismo.
That's right, like Gran Turismo. Yes.
This
Is this the
This
Gran
is the
Turismo,
Gran Turismo
of
of
royal
UpTV?
movies?
this movie's Gran Turismo.
Makes
This
it
movie's
better already.
great. This movie's great. This movie is not great, unfortunately. It's not Gran Turismo. It does not have Hopper in it. It's a bit of a mess. I do think, I thought the two leads were fine together. I thought they had a good time when they were together. Here's what I didn't need. Didn't need George. Didn't need the bad couple that's trying to just if they want to have this movie about Angelica training Ramon to become a king, just let that happen. Let's just do that.
Yeah.
Or come up with a better bad guy.
Yeah.
Something
sure,
that
something.
has a
I
little
just-
bit of stake to it, aside from democracy's going to take over.
Like George being the other love interest didn't do anything
No.
to add to the movie.
No.
The two baddies didn't do anything to add to the movie. And so overall, I think we got something here that could work, but not in the way in which it is constructed on screen here, unfortunately. But a close but no cigar.
Ooh.
Dana?
Close, but no cigar.
Close but no cigar.
That was a long way to say you were actually close to liking it.
Yeah.
I was close to liking it.
All right. That was not my experience watching it with you.
I
but that's
mentioned,
okay.
what are you talking about?
No, that's fine.
Say what you say.
No, I just said it. Say
What does that
you
mean?
Say.
Say what you
I
say.
think it speaks for itself.
You thought that I was miserable
I
watching
thought you
this
were
movie?
not enjoying yourself.
No, I was not.
Okay.
But I
it
was close to
but
liking
no
it.
cigar.
Yes.
Okay.
There's like there were moments in the movie where I found myself being like, okay. And
Getting
then
somewhere?
the bad
Then it
guy would
lost
show
you.
up.
That's
and
right.
then, like,
Yeah.
so it was close, but
Close,
no cigar.
but no cigar.
Gran Turismo.
This is one of these movies, a lot like Gran Turismo, which I did not see.
You never saw that?
I never saw it. No, I just
I really
Even
like
I
Gran
saw it.
Turismo.
yeah. Okay.
Wow.
Great guys.
I've never seen a movie you haven't seen. I don't
Never.
Think. I don't think so.
Wow.
Really.
I don't think so.
Well, you got one. I bet you got more than one, but
I
now
probably
you got
do.
one.
It's a good one too.
I mean, it's a movie based on a video game with Hopper. I didn't feel like I had to rush out to
No. It's not.
I understand it's a real true story about someone that played the
Yeah.
video game that raced. I understand that.
Well, then that's not what you
It's
said.
still named Gran Turismo, which is after a video game. So the very least, it's based on a video game in some form or fashion.
The formation of the video game.
Yeah.
And the driving in it is
So,
excellent.
yeah, I've heard. Great, guys. I will get to it. I'll get to Gran Turismo.
not Oppenheimer,
For the Dan, love stop of watching God. it.
It's not poor
He's like,
thing.
let me
Yeah,
see
it's not
that
poor
bomb
thing.
drop.
Yeah, there is no bomb
So
in Gran
this is one of
Turismo.
these movies where I feel really bad, is what I feel. And I'm going to go out on a limb, even though I have no information about this whatsoever. I know nothing about how this movie was made. But I'm going to say that I feel the worst for the screenwriter, because it is my guess that this person that wrote this movie, I don't know who they are, they wrote a movie that was supposed to be an actual royal movie. Like, maybe we'll shoot it in Romania, or we'll shoot it in Spain, or we'll shoot it somewhere fun. And they craft this place called San Pablo, and they craft this story of, like, very similar to training someone how to be royal. They've made this movie 100 times, but at least the movie has some, like, structure to it. And then UpTV, or whomever made the movie, basically takes it and is like, what if we set it in Miami? And what if we made somebody not from that country teach the country to them? They basically take every part of this movie that tethers itself to, okay, this makes sense, and they just disregard it entirely. The leads aren't super compelling. The movie makes no sense. Like, we're watching what's going on, but the motivations of characters just aren't there. Like, both of our leads are not from San Pablo. Like, technically this one guy is, but he's lived in Miami his whole life. Like, the woman is not from there at all. She just works at a museum. These two people don't have any connection to this culture and this form and this whole thing, this whole line of people that we're supposed to care about. And because of that, what happens for the rest of the movie is rendered completely useless. And they try, like Brand says, to throw things at us. There's George the boss, and we're just like, this guy's not a human being. There's these two people who are just pulling for democracy, for the way I understand it. It was a mess. It was a mess of a movie. It's one of the worst of the year.
Bad Disguise is funny.
The Bad Disguises,
Oh, right,
I don't
yeah.
think they were
It was
initially
funny.
supposed to be funny,
I
though.
think it was always supposed to be
You
funny.
think so?
I think so.
Okay. Well,
Because they were
that's
so,
kind
like,
of-
over the top.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was supposed to be
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
Dan, I know you haven't seen Gran Turismo.
I've
Can't
not.
believe you haven't seen
Which
Gran
movie
Yeah.
do you think's better, Gran Turismo or this one?
Oh, Gran Turismo.
Wow.
The racing scenes alone. The preview for Gran Turismo is better than this movie.
Yeah. I mean, it's got Hopper in it.
Yeah.
That's all you need.
Freaking love Hopper, man.
I can tell.
Hellboy. Remember when he was Hellboy?
Yeah,
You
that
do.
didn't, that didn't go well for him.
No.
Did not.
Did they?
Hopper he's got a lane.
Yeah.
David Harbour's got a lane he needs to stay in.
It's a
I
great
think,
lane,
it's
though.
a great lane.
Gosh.
He's unbelievable.
Man, let him dance to music in a cabin. Am I right, boys?
Yeah, you are.
And Aaron? It's time for all the feels. That's where we talk about what in this movie gave us those feels. Brian?
Yeah, I guess I'm going with baseball feels. At least this was.
How dare you?
Let me finish. At least they
act as though anything in this movie has anything to do with baseball.
At least it's the season of baseball.
Champions baseball starts. He wears a shirt that says Champions baseball stars.
He's a
and he has multiple colors on it.
Yeah.
And then he has one jersey and it just says California.
He did have a California jersey.
It is not baseball. It is not baseball.
I think it was California Little League. Pretty good team.
Champions baseball stars.
At least it's baseball season.
It is baseball season.
They picked a sport where it's like, okay, at least we're in season. It was embarrassing, the baseball in this movie, explaining, like, everybody knows what baseball is. We didn't need to hear about it. But I guess I started thinking about going to some games, some drive games, some day games, that's fun. And so I got a little bit of like, okay, baseball season coming feels. But nothing to do with the baseball in the movie.
Baseball season coming feels. Yeah.
Yeah.
We've seen the big reveal in a lot of different ways in these movies. We've seen the crowd part, a personal favorite. We've seen they're offside of the stage. They come on stage with somebody.
Yeah.
Maybe they spot him in the back somewhere. Yeah. This is the first
200 yards away behind the fountain.
This is the first poke your head around behind the old fountain that's way in the distance. It's the first time I've seen that, and I just want to say big ups to for however many movies we've done here. First I've seen of that, and that's good. That's good. That's new. That's fresh, and that's what we're doing.
Feels.
Dan?
Behind the fountain feels.
That was a stretch there, buddy.
It's new?
Reach.
It's new?
That is.
Have you seen it?
No, it's because it's absurd.
Yeah.
She's barely in the shot. She's so far away.
I didn't say it was good.
Okay.
I just said it was new.
So
it was
every time
fresh.
we see something new, we can have
in regards to the big reveal at the end.
We've seen a lot of royal movies. I've never seen a royal movie make up a country and then have someone not from that country be the expert on that country that teaches the person from that country how to act.
Good feels. Good
fresh.
feels.
That was fresh.
Put it on the board.
That was fresh out there, man.
Quality. You want to try again?
No, that was, I mean, I got more, I guess.
No, I was talking to Brian.
Brian, you want to go better than baseball feels?
Yeah, let me try again. Okay.
Anything new?
Anything new in this one? Engraved baseball bat feels.
Oh! Kind of related to baseball, but yeah, we'll give it to you. We'll be back after this with the way, what, and the what, the hallmark here on
Gran
Turismo. Can you imagine being in a D box for Gran Turismo?
Oh, that would be unbelievable.
Regal, we don't have one nearby.
We don't. The
Regal.
4DX, yeah.
Yeah, they call it the D box.
Yeah, some people call it the D box.
Some do.
There are two different things. There's 4DX and there's D box.
Yeah.
But both of you sit in the seat and the seat moves with the movie.
Boy, yeah.
We got into the D box at Kansas City for Ford versus
That's
Ferrari.
pretty cool.
It was one of my favorite movie going experiences.
Gran Turismo
ever.
on the D box
would be unbelievable.
Legend.
There's a lot of racing in that movie. So
what?
Yeah.
There's racing in
There's a
Gran
good
Turismo.
amount.
There's a pretty good CRASH too. I don't want to spoil it for Dan.
He won't pick up on that. Don't worry about it.
Chris,
You're right. Nope.
Oh,
You're gonna have to see the movie.
Get there.
You're gonna have to see it. It's time for the way what is where we talk about what in this movie made us go.
What if there's a D box for this movie? What would it
Still stationary.
Still stationary.
Yeah, it doesn't move once.
Every seat for this movie is a D box. Yeah.
Yeah. Brian, anyway, what's for you?
He was watching replays of games from the 90s under the Toronto Blue Jays dome. Like,
it was the Yankees in the Sky Dome.
Yeah.
And it was on a TV screen that had it at 4:3.
Yes.
Like it was not.
It was brutal.
It was real tough out there.
Brutal. Like, just put on like Sports Center or something like it. Like, you don't need these fake games. Like, and him giving the tacos to the unhoused was quite cringy. Like,
it's one of the worst scenes in movie history.
Completely unnecessary. Like, okay, you want to show he's dynamic and he like cares about people. It's like, do something else. That was tough to watch.
But here's the thing: is that scene starts with him on the phone.
Yes,
going,
ordering. Yes,
can I get 15 tacos al pastor?
Yes.
And then he hangs up the phone and he looks at Angelica and he goes, "They're not all for me. Some are for the homeless, but there's plenty if you want some." What are you talking about? And then he's just walking down the street,
handing out boxes
of tacos.
It was ridiculous. Esmond, the guy at the door, like wearing the janitor / mechanic one piece, like not a doorman. Like I don't get doorman vibes at all from this guy. Like,
no.
Very weird choice for the outfit. Like just did not make sense.
Do we know what he does? Not. Do we know what Ramon does?
No.
But he watches baseball and plays video games. I don't know. I don't know what he
Maybe
does.
some Gran Turismo.
Maybe some racing. There are a few things, like you said, Brandon. Like this was knocking on the door of having some good. Like they could have added some things.
Cigar.
Exactly, no cigar. Like we didn't get like a series of
I'd
him.
love to see how what would happen if there was a movie worse than this on. What you would say in the hot take then. Sorry, go ahead. Yeah, you close but no cigar. It was almost there. You need a couple more work throughs.
I mean, do you need to listen to yesterday's episode about a family Christmas secret?
You loved that movie.
I did.
Yeah, you freaking love that movie.
You're right.
You take that over this any day of the week, twice on Sunday, and you know it. Yeah.
No, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, can't help that. They could have done some stuff to make it more compelling. Like they could have done a better fitting scene, like him getting roiled up, like him getting his hair trimmed, like getting cleaned up, doing stuff to make him look royal.
You're really pushing the makeover montage.
There was
today.
no makeover
You're
at
really-
all,
I will
except
say
the end when he's cleaned up, but you don't see.
The biggest.
Do we need to take you for a makeover montage?
Oh, vlog at one
man,
time.
that'd be fun.
The two main wait what's of this movie. There's pages of wait what's, but the two main wait what's of the movie are A, the person not from San Pablo is doing the makeover, and B, maybe this is 1A, is there is no makeover.
There's none.
None.
They don't do anything.
He stops wearing a zip-up hoodie.
That's
and
it.
I wasn't saying that because you got one on.
I do have one on, but I'm not a king.
He stops wearing a zip-up hoodie. He's like, now I'm king, y'all. Yeah.
I'll never be a king.
Yeah, democracy's going to take over if you have anything to say about it.
Get me my first flight there. So, yeah, they don't do that
All right.
stuff.
Brian's
I'm out of here,
pro-America.
man.
We get it.
Out of here. Also, like, they could have done stuff. Like, the baseball stuff was so lame, but there's so many things you can do with baseball that would have been more fun. Like, have him throw out a pitch, like a first pitch somewhere. Like, have him do anything. Batting practice. Like, take him to a batting cage and have him be terrible. Like, anything like this would have been more fun.
Catch with David Harbour.
Play catch with David Harbour. Absolutely. And he has to get, he picks anyone from the crowd to dance with. Like, that just seems risky at your coronation to just be like, okay, have your pick of anyone in the crowd to waltz with.
Listen, you can waltz with anyone.
Yeah.
You can leave your friends behind.
Yeah, absolutely.
You think David Harbour would, if they were to remake Rookie of the Year, he'd be
Rocket?
Would be a good Rocket.
He'd be a
Oh,
great
man, he'd be a
Rocket.
great
wouldn't he?
washed up
I was just
pitcher,
thinking
man.
about playing catch with him.
You and Hopper?
Yeah, me and what I said. I was thinking about how fun that would be. And then I
Dude.
thought about him as the Rock.
I'm trying
Are we
to think
making this movie.
of a better Rocket
Yeah.
than David Harbour. Give me a second. I'm sure I could come up with one, but man, that's a great Rocket.
There's just, but you can't. There's no kid alive today that could fill the shoes
of
what's
Thomas
his
Ian
name?
Nicholas.
That's
Yeah,
exactly
that's
right.
How dare you?
Well, there's no kid.
ruling
He's the
further.
manager of the team.
No,
The Rock-
the kid that's the manager of the Twins is League of My Own or My Own. Like it's not Rookie of the Year. Rookie of the Year he just plays.
There's a movie where a kid's
Kid
a
is
manager.
the manager of the Twins.
Oh, no.
Yes.
I'm saying
You're
you do
saying
it-
today
you don't
be the
do
manager.
it right. You make that kid, he becomes the manager of the team. The story is just the washed up
Little
guy.
Big League.
Little
Sorry,
Big League
go ahead.
becomes
Little,
the manager.
Yeah, Little
Angels,
Big League.
right?
He's Mr.
Oh, no, it's
Manager.
Angel, yeah.
Twins.
Mr. Manager.
Angels in the outfield.
That's a different.
Is a different
one.
kids baseball movie. That's exactly
that's right.
Yes.
It
So-
could happen.
So yeah,
Angels
you
in the
can,
outfield or Rookie of the Year. Got to pick one right now.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh!
Rookie of the
I'd
Year all
rather
day.
die
Yeah,
than have to make this.
Well, I
choice.
know my answer. It's the same
Okay,
as Brian's.
let me rewatch Angels in the Outfield tonight.
right now.
Yeah, no, tonight.
No, right now.
Rookie of the Year is a better movie. I stand by it.
I just watched Rookie of the Year because I didn't want to watch Dune, and I will tonight instead of finishing
Angels in the
Dune, which I
Brian
have.
sits down to watch an Oscar movie, and then he just watches Rookie of the Year or Gran Turismo on a loop.
I've been watching Dune 10 minutes at a time for the past week.
How's it going?
It's so I'm
I
so
told
bored.
you. I told
tough,
you
man.
you would be.
I shouldn't have to work this hard.
You're earning
Do you
it,
know
big
about the
man.
spices?
Oh man, you kidding me right now? Give me that stuff. Do you snort the spice?
I don't do whatever you want with the spice, right?
I think it powers space travel.
Okay, you don't actually ingest it.
I don't think you snort it.
I thought there was a high element.
Maybe there is.
I heard that space is the water of Earth.
Oof.
Thank you. You say it.
Water's the water of earth, you dumbass.
Dude, dumbass. Is that San Paulo for
San Pablo.
stupid?
For,
All right, I got a
San
few.
Paulo,
I got a few way
Pablo.
webs. I got a few way webs.
Oh, you
One,
do?
Ramon's apartment is decorated like a 10-year-old. There are literal baseball posters. It's just like, yay, baseball. Like medals, Little League trophies. This kid's 10. He's 10, and he's just never grown up, and I love that. The restaurant that they go to at first, she says it has a dress code.
Yeah.
And I find that very hard to believe, just based off of the general aesthetic of this restaurant and also the fact that it serves tacos. So it's like, you can't, I've never been to a taco place that also has a dress code, personally. But maybe it exists. Maybe.
No way.
Okay.
A taco place that has a dress code? No way.
In no way, if the taco place does make you have a dress code, there's no way that you're handing those tacos out for free because they're going to cost an arm and a leg. You can't have dress code plus taco and also give away those tacos for free. You can't do it. Can't do it. She plays a game on her phone for fun where she guesses the birthdays of Viking kings. No real anything to add, just that it happens. Quote, here's a quote for you. We all know that your ideal date is a lecture on the Declaration of Independence. And here is her reaction when he says that.
Dude, she looks so into it.
So excited. Full
Like it
lip
made me
bite.
uncomfortable, and
Full-
I'm that guy.
But you're the guy giving the lecture of the
Yeah.
Declaration of Independence. She's like, yes, Mr.
Like,
Thompson.
no, you don't want to lecture that badly. I can tell you that right
full
now.
lip bite.
That's
She
what
is
she
so
said.
into this idea. Last but not least, you can't pour a drink into a fake plant pot. You can't do that.
You can.
You can.
It just
but
won't
you're
go
a
right.
real.
Right out.
It's coming. It's just gonna bloop, and everyone's gonna know what you've done. Dana.
To show, first of all, there's so many baseball problems with this movie. They paint Miami out to be a big baseball town, which is great considering how the Marlins are notorious for not being able to put people in the stands. Like no one wants to go to a Marlins game. Even when the team is good, they don't want to go to a game. And then consequently, they also make San Pablo, this nation in Europe, out to be this massive baseball town. So screw soccer, I think is what we're all saying. And then
football.
For the dude, the first time you meet him, he's watching TV and he goes, don't get off third base. He's going to catch you. And then we see the screen and this dude slides into second base, clearly second base. And then you go back to him and he goes, told you. What? What? What are we doing? I don't know. I don't know what we're doing.
Did I say third?
They had this thing where he has to eat this empanada in front of the king, and I guess he needs to. Part of their culture is you got to finish the empanada. I don't know what it is, but to try to stop him, they put hot sauce all over the empanada, and the way they do that is the nefarious woman opens up the empanada as it has not been deep fried and squirts hot sauce all in it, and then closes it. That's not an empanada. That's just a taco. At that point, it isn't an empanada. One of my favorite parts of this movie is at the very end.
Within 1 year, there were 3 movies about kid playing baseball in the major leagues.
Yeah. Little Big League, Rookie of the Year, Angels in the
Kathy
Outfield.
says Little Big League over Angels in the Outfield and Rookie of the Year
That
every
is
day.
absolute garbage.
Ooh.
Do you know why I know that, Kathy? It's because I saw all 3 when they came out. I was 10 or 11, and I couldn't remember the title of Little Big League.
What a year that was
That
for,
movie isn't
for-
even close to the other 2.
What a
What
year
year
that
was
was
that?
for kids. Not,
Yep.
Rookie or Angel. One of those came out in 93.
Rookie of the Year was first, then I
yes.
believe Angels in the Outfield, and then Little Big League.
both came out in 94.
Yes.
What
That's
about
a massive 12-month period.
Yeah.
What about Sandlot?
Yeah. What
What
a
was
time.
that?
What a
What-
time.
what
to be
about
alive.
Sandlot?
Sandlot
was-
93.
Sandlot was 93?
Yep.
Sandlot maybe the best of them.
Maybe.
Well, here's
Sandlot maybe the
yeah,
best
it
of
Well,
them.
may
here's
be.
the thing.
I think so.
This is kids. We got to start making movies about kids playing professional sports again.
Dude,
what are we doing
a
here?
time. What a time to be alive.
What are we doing
Yeah.
here?
That's
Well,
true.
the thing is that
Can we
Sandlot,
write this now? Can we be
Yeah.
done with this and go
Yeah,
write
let's
it now?
Let's stop. Where,
Sand-
say Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Sandlot wouldn't fall into that category.
Because they didn't play professional.
That's right. The rest of
That's
those
baseball,
movies
though.
were all
Yeah.
kids playing professional baseball
Yeah.
or being on the team in some form or fashion.
He ends up on the team in Sandlot. Spoiler alert.
Beth Ann McGraw-Smith has the correct ranking of those 3 movies. It's not even
Rookie,
close.
Angels, and Little Big.
Yeah.
Little Big. Final
Little
answer.
Big, but
And
Sandlot.
Payback
oof.
for me saying Little
Yes,
Giants is
Aaron?
trash. That's fair.
I'm just going to bring some DTH business to the table here.
Uh-oh.
Holly has still not seen Rookie of the Year, has not seen Sandlot, and made some weird comment in the chat about how she's too busy watching toenail videos.
Oh,
Should we kick her out?
Absolutely. All in favor?
Should we-
I'm
yeah,
bringing to the
like-
table.
I
Maybe
think you reported
Holly's
Meredith
it.
instead of Holly. It was
Whoops!
yeah,
I'll go
it's
back
on
in.
you.
I'll keep Meredith reported. Won't undo that.
Yeah, no,
I'll
of course.
also report Holly.
We have a fun time in the Double Decker group, BrambleJamPlus.com. Unless you have any of those opinions, then
I can't believe they all came out within a year of each other. That's
That's
insane.
amazing.
they did it.
Some might say it's too many.
No,
Some might.
They're wrong. It's phenomenal.
You want
We
me
were
to keep
kids,
going
man.
or just shut it down, Brian?
I think we got him.
And more or less. Do you have like one more good one?
I do.
Okay, go.
This guy who's been trying to get the crown or democracy for the whole movie, they find out what he's been trying to do at the very end.
Yeah,
and the king pulls him aside, and you think he's going to be like, you're under arrest, or maybe, hey, we don't really, you're no longer in the royal family. And I think all those would have been normal responses and we wouldn't have blinked an eye. But do you know what old king of San Pablo does? He banishes him from the kingdom like it is the Middle Ages. He looks at this human being and he goes, you're banished from the kingdom.
Yeah.
What? What? Is this the Lord of the Rings? Why are you banished from the kingdom? Anything else would be fine but that. That's all I got.
It's time for what? And so we're talking about any questions that we still have that we'd like some answers to. Brian, what are you still wondering about, buddy?
The whole time I was just wondering, like, what does Ramon do?
Yeah,
like what?
that's a great question.
What is his life?
What do you do?
Like, what is his deal? Is he just wealthy because he comes from royalty? And
I mean,
he's
he stays in an apartment with a doorman.
yeah,
mean,
that
come
like
on.
keeps
In
anybody
Miami.
from seeing
that's
him.
right. Like,
Yeah.
I don't
Should
understand.
be all you need to
his
hear
deal.
there.
I feel like we need to know a lot more about him because I just didn't care. When I realized we didn't know anything about him and he didn't care about being a king, like I'm just like, I don't care about this guy at all.
Maybe
Like, I
he's
need more.
maybe he's
Yeah.
a certain towel boy.
That's what it
in
took
Miami.
for you, huh?
Yeah. I got one. She's giving him. I don't know if you remember. She works at the Royal
Museum History Royal Museum, yeah, of course.
and she's giving him the tour, and they get to the San Pablo corner, which we all know and love, and she's talking about King Enrique. Enrique. And
Blair
and
Enrique.
and she says King Enrique that was an accident. King Enrique was famous for his limp.
Can't feel a thing.
He was great, thank you. He's famous for his limp, and then just moves on. And what happened? Why?
Yeah.
That's the thing he was famous for was his limp.
right, yeah.
So probably a pretty uneventful term for him as king, but that must have been something that happened or whatever that along the way that made it that is his defining characteristic is his limp. You know about the limp.
Yeah.
I would love to know more about King Enrique. Dana?
This is easily the one that should have been on everybody's list, which is she's talking to her BFF in the office, Royal Museum History Royal, that thing. And she's telling her that the first date with George didn't go well. And her BFF is like, hey, my first date with my husband, I lit him on fire with a sparkler. How? What first date included a sparkler? What?
And lighting someone on fire,
fire.
with a sparkler is
On
actually
fire.
really impressive.
Yeah,
'Cause
with
it's
a
just
sparkler.
sparks.
That's it. And I feel like we deserve more
how long?
information.
We should test this out. How long do you have to hold a
Yeah.
sparkler up to somebody to set them on fire?
Yeah.
He must have had a little gas or propane on him or something.
Bring one in.
Yeah.
Come on.
Everybody,
Seth?
bring it in. Yep.
We did, everybody. Congratulations. Brian's first UpTV movie is in the books. I got a big rest of the week here, everybody. We got The Way Home's coming up tomorrow. We got a little something we like to call Deck the Lifetime Encore. It's happening. We got an interview on Friday. It's going to be a lot of fun. A lot of fun this week. Until then, maybe we're the first to wish you a Merry Christmas.
The Bramble Jam podcast is produced by Aaron Shea. For more information on Deck the Hallmark, you can go to deckthehallmark.com. For more information on the Deck the Hallmark family, you can go to bramblejamplus.com. Deck the Hallmark is presented by Philo TV. For a free trial of Philo, go to philo.tv/DTH.